Donald Trump and Elon Musk engaged in a very gentlemanly, one might even say scholarly debate on the merits of tax cuts and government spending. And I'm just kidding, they're going at each other. Trump threatened to take away Elon's government contracts. Elon said Trump was in the Epstein files, and this all happened in like the last hour. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Republicans have a very narrow majority in the House that makes passing legislation very difficult, but thankfully, they've been welcomed with open arms by their constituents who have been very understanding and supportive.
For weeks now, voters have been giving lawmakers an earful at town halls across the country.
When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected.
I feel like this is not productive with everybody yelling at me. I mean, if you want to hear, yeah.
Appreciate everybody making the drive out, and God bless America. Thank you.
They are not eligible, so they will be coming off. So people are not, well, we all are going to die. For heaven's sakes, folks.
It's not a good sign when senators turn into Werner Herzog. As I watched the once majestic landscape decay before me, an unsettling truth became unavoidable. We are all going to die. Sir, do you want fries or not? Yes, medium, please. Ernst then followed up with an insincere apology video in which she mocked her own constituents.
Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa, meanwhile, is defending comments she made at a town hall event on Friday. Ernst was criticized for her response to constituents who were angry over proposed Medicaid cuts. Despite the backlash, the senator doubled down, posting a sarcastic apology video that appears to be filmed at a cemetery.
I made an incorrect assumption that everyone in the auditorium understood that, yes, we are all going to perish from this earth.
First of all, why are you in a graveyard? Are you digging your political grave, or are you there for meetings with Trump advisors? Also, I should point out, we put Rudy in the graphic, but he's not really a Trump advisor anymore. As far as I know, he's actually a Times Square performer now. He's Buzz Lightyear to infinity, and where the scotch is cheap. But Iowans were understandably pissed off about Ernst's comment and her sarcastic apology.
At the town hall, Ernst defended proposed cuts to Medicaid. Iowan Pat Pierce says how Ernst defended those cuts was insensitive.
It was rude and it was very uncouth, and there was no compassion in her statement whatsoever. We should call her out and maybe refer to her as Joni Hearst from here on out instead of Joni Ernst.
Honestly, great. I mean, as far as political nicknames go, Joni Hearst is a home run. You know who's got to be jealous of that? Donald Trump. Guy used to be the master of nicknames. You know, Lion Ted, Little Marco. He called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man. Then he got old, lost his touch. Started calling Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious. Then he shortened it to Ron DeSanctus, which doesn't make any sense. You can't shorten the word sanctimonious unless you're a cool church-going teen. Bro, that sermon today, so sanctus. Joni Hearst is also much better than the nickname Democrats have been using lately for Trump.
Donald Trump's predictable reversing of himself has now created a new phrase with the acronym TACO, as in Trump, always chickens out. The New York Times reports that the phrase is now sweeping through Wall Street.
If Taco Trump is already folding, the American public should know about it.
I'm sorry, but Chuck Schumer calling him Taco Trump is so bad. First of all, everyone loves tacos. Tacos are the best thing to ever happen to Tuesday. Nobody gave a about Tuesday until tacos show up, and now I circle it on my calendar. Second, it comes from Wall Street. Most regular people don't know what it means. If you want to call him a chicken, call him a chicken. Don't use an obtuse acronym that's not even clever. Taco Trump sounds like a taco that's covered in ketchup. You can get it at Taco Bell right now. And it would make sense if Taco Bell put Taco Trump on their menu. Given their new slogan, Taco Bell, we're all gonna die. Anyway, the point is, Republicans have been swarmed by angry constituents at town halls, and they don't want to do that over and over, which is why they're trying to cram all of their most unpopular ideas into one piece of legislation, which also has a very dumb nickname.
We have to get the One Big Beautiful Bill through.
Let's get the One Big Beautiful Bill across the finish line. The One Big Beautiful Bill.
The Big Beautiful Bill.
Our One Big Beautiful Bill.
The 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 One Big Beautiful Bill.
We call it the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Please stop calling it that Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds like a nickname from Sex and the City. His name is William, but I have him in my phone as Big Beautiful Bill. And he's only 5'6". This is a classic case of Republicans not being able to pull off Trump's shtick. Like, he can say it because he's already a ridiculous character. He's a cartoon of a human, so he can call it the One Big Beautiful Bill and no one bats an eye. But Mike Johnson can't get away with that. It just sounds sinister coming out of his mouth, probably because he looks like the warden from Shawshank. One more word out of you, Dufresne, and you'll be sharing a cell with Big Beautiful Bill. So they want to wrap up their entire agenda with one big, beautiful, budget-busting, Medicaid-cutting piece of legislation. But there's one small hitch. Republicans don't seem to know what's in it.
GOP Congressman Mike Flood of Nebraska, he had a town hall yesterday, and he made this admission about that piece of legislation.
I do not agree with that section that was added to that bill. This provision was unknown to me when I voted for the bill.
Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on X this, quote, "Full transparency, I did not know about this section that strips states of the right to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years. I'm adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of state rights, and I would have voted no if I had known this was in there."
Here's a lesson for us all. No matter what political party holds office and is in charge, we should all watch carefully the bills that we pass.
Yeah, you should, and I'm glad you're finally learning that lesson in your 5th year in Congress. I can't believe that's something a member of Congress feels comfortable saying out loud without any shame. That would be like if for the first 5 years of this job, I did the show with my back turned, and then in year 5, I spun around and said, "Here's a lesson for us all. The camera is this way." And if you're thinking, or if you're asking, how would Seth do the show sitting backwards for 5 years without NBC noticing? They don't watch this show. They think the studio's been empty since Jimmy Fallon took over The Tonight Show. Whenever an executive walks by, I just duck down behind my desk and Wally tells them he's just practicing for SNL.
Actually, that's what I am doing, Seth.
Not now, Wally! So the big, beautiful bill, it's a little too big for Republicans to actually read, and that's a problem for Elon Musk, whose whole thing was supposed to be about cutting government waste. Remember, he put his business on the line and exposed his private life so he could take control of the federal government and unilaterally dictate which programs should get cut.
Tesla is facing backlash over his high-profile support of the president in his controversial role at Doge. The company faced declining sales, with first-quarter profits seeing a 71% drop.
The New York Times reporting this morning that Musk was engaged in increasingly intense drug use during the Trump campaign last year.
He told people he was taking so much ketamine, a powerful anesthetic, that it was affecting his bladder, a known effect of chronic use.
That's the thing we all know about Elon Musk now. He told me he was taking so many drugs he had bladder problems. What's with the Republicans just admitting things they should keep to themselves? They're out there telling everyone they don't read the bills they vote for, they pee their pants. This is like that one friend you have who trauma dumps on you because they don't want to pay for a therapist, and they're like, "Dave cheated on me, so I cheated on him," and then he said he didn't mean to. He just didn't read our wedding vows, and I barely heard because I'm on so much ketamine, I was peeing my pants, and it's like, enough, Carol, I'm not your therapist. Anyway, Musk thought he was in control. Now he's realizing he's not, and he's pretty bummed.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, doesn't decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
He says, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it."
Musk now ramping up the pressure, writing,
Call your senator, call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore.
Man, it's also sad. Another male friendship destroyed. This is why men are so lonely. These two used to be inseparable. On stage, on foreign trips, at rocket launches, in the Oval Office. Just last week, Trump gave him a ceremonial golden key he stole from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. But so what? You know what? So what? Elon criticized the size of the bill. Trump said he was disappointed in Elon. Seems like a reasonable disagreement between friends. It's not like they said anything devastating they could never take back, right?
A pretty intense back and forth between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Trump was in the Oval Office. He was with the Chancellor of Germany. He goes after Musk. Musk in real time goes back after him.
Trump went a step further. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised Biden didn't do it.
Elon Musk tweeting within the past 1 minute, time to drop the really big bomb at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT, exclamation point.
I don't know about DJT, but I'm having a pretty nice day. Holy in the span of 3 hours, they went from Elon criticizing the bill to Trump threatening to take Elon's contracts away to Elon suggesting that Trump might be a pedophile. Also, if we were to take you at your word, Elon, you already knew that, and it wasn't a deal breaker. So that spiraled out of control, and it's not just Trump who lost a friend. House Speaker Mike Johnson used to be so proud of how tight he was with the world's richest man.
I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together.
Can you imagine how much it sucks to be on a text chain with Elon Musk? Johnson, Doge should cut Medicaid. Vivek, we should also look at Social Security. Musk, we're renaming it to UpDoge. Johnson, huh? Musk, I said we're renaming it to UpDoge. Johnson, what's UpDoge? Musk, I don't know. What's up with you? Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji. Stewie laughing gif. Comedy is legal again. Trump's a pedophile. Allegedly. So Trump was tight with Musk. He could text him whenever he wanted. And now?
Have you spoken to the president and Elon since the infamous tweet?
Well, I'll tell you, I called Elon last night and he didn't answer.
Brutal. Mike Johnson got ghosted by a ghost. So Elon's leaving the Speaker of the House on red and trashing Trump. Everyone's been wondering how Trump would respond, and today he finally chimed in, first with a customary swipe at Elon's appearance.
You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting.
He can't use your makeup. It doesn't match his skin tone. Now, I should say, we stopped doing orange skin jokes 10 years ago, but it's the end of a long week, you know. We thought it'd be a little bit fun. Ask our graphics team what it would look like if Elon Musk used Trump's makeup to cover up his black eye. And well, here it is. What happened to you, Elon? Oh, I was just looking to make sure there were no more Cheetos in the bag, you know. After the swipe at Elon's appearance, Trump explained what he thinks is really going on.
I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office. He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile.
Oh my God, he sounds like an aging Hollywood starlet yelling at her agent after he lets her go. "Oh, you're leaving now, but you'll miss the glitz. You'll miss the glamour, but I'll be back, and I won't just be big, I'll be beautiful." It's as clear as ever that neither of these guys really believed in anything. Elon spent nearly $300 million to get Republicans elected, and now he's shocked that they're doing the thing everyone said they would do. And in the process, Trump used Elon to get back into power. You know, in a way, they were right. Watching these guys destroy each other is both big and
beautiful.
This has been A Closer Look.
Bye.